killed Liz. I killed the teen dream. Deal with it. I killed Liz. I killed the teen dream. Deal with it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another reaction. I wanted to go ahead and get this one done since I saw she uploaded on Saturday, which is not normal for her. I wanted to make sure I grabbed this one just in case she decides to take it down, since we are going to be talking about weight. And if we remember, we're not supposed to be talking about weight anymore. So I thought I would do like a special alert and get this one out ASAP. I am going to be outside for a little bit of this, so if you hear some outside noises, that is why.
Hey you guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I know this title's a little bit shocking, but
Yep, it's definitely shocking after you told everyone to shut the fuck up about your weight. Definitely shocking, although you have not stopped talking about your weight, so it's also not shocking. And you know, your channel is tanking, so what better way than to revert back to your old content?
but also maybe it's not at all. So as you can tell from the title, I am going back on Weight Watchers, and I kind of wanted to do like this little bit of an intro and really talk about why, explain some things, and then the second half of the video will be a what I eat in a day on Weight Watchers. I just started up again literally yesterday. So
Ooh, I wonder if this is the same day she started going back to the gym. You know, the day after her doctor's appointment, where we all speculate that the doctor told her she needed to lose weight.
this is like brand new. So I really wanted to first put this out there and kind of gauge how you guys feel about it and how much content about it you would want to see. Some of my Weight Watcher content from years ago, you guys loved so much.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with making this kind of content if you're willing to accept the ramifications that come with it, because it can be beneficial to a lot of people, but you also have to be willing to accept the judgment and criticism and people calling you out because you have said time and time again that you don't want to be part of the diet culture and how Weight Watchers is part of diet culture. And I mean, you made an entire video about that, and so now it just seems a little bit hypocritical. But my feeling on the subject is, if you want to make content about your life and part of what's going on in your life is you getting healthy, then do it. You should be an example to people who, you know, you have a lot of people who actually do look up to you. And what better way to be an example and a leader in your area than to eat healthy and promote a healthy lifestyle, not only for you, but your entire family. I think that is a great way to take your channel.
And I was contemplating on whether or not I wanted to share this, because a couple months ago I had said that I was never talking about weight again, and I hate how much I've talked about weight.
Well, those are not the points that people have issue with. What people have issue with is when you tell people to shut the fuck up about weight. I think that's where a lot of people are getting upset about it, because it's fine to pivot. It's fine to adapt and grow and change and decide that you no longer want to make content about weight loss. But you also need to give credit to how you built your channel. Your channel is built on your weight loss journey, your weight journey. Whether people want to see you lose weight or watch you balloon up to the weight you were prior to gastric bypass, you built your channel around weight. So for you to then chastise your audience for discussing your weight, you know, that's really unfair to all of us. But there's nothing wrong with changing where you want to take your channel. And there's also nothing wrong with saying, hey, I don't really want to talk about weight anymore. I know I've talked about it in the past, and I do acknowledge that that is where I have come from, that that's how many of you found me, that that's where my channel is, you know. But going forward, I want to focus less on weight. And if you do that in a genuine way and actually stop focusing on it, people can accept that, in my opinion, I think. Where we run into problems here is the delivery, the way in which you said it. And also the fact that you never stopped talking about your weight when it would be profitable for you. You know, plus size this, curvy that, and, you know, the shopping hauls, talking about not fitting into things. All of these things branch off of talking about your weight. So if we're not talking about weight anymore, then we need to not talk about all of these other things as well.
On my channel over the years. And I think I'm just gonna spew from my heart right now. So grab a snack, a low point one if you want. I think a big part of that is because like weight kind of exhausts me.
I have no doubt that your weight exhausts you. Just looking at you, I'm tired. And having been bigger and lost weight and, you know, gone through that, I know that you're just more exhausted the heavier you are. It's just harder for you. But also, it's very exhausting when you're constantly so sensitive that you need to attack everybody else instead of leaving it the fuck alone. And then you're wondering why everybody's attacking you back when you're being so insincere and disingenuous and downright deceptive. I bet that does get exhausting. So it would be great if you could just be transparent with us.
Like it's been like a long life of, you know, being aware and conscious and concerned about my weight.
You're not special in this regard. Pretty much everybody has to be worried about their weight in one way or another. You know, it's a pivotal part of your health. And I'm assuming your doctor has let you know just how pivotal your weight is and how important it actually is. And that you need to knock off this nonsense of you can be healthy at any size, because my dear, you are finding out that you cannot be healthy at every size. So are we going to walk that back as well? You know, you're not special. It's not like you're the only person in the world, fat or thin, that needs to be concerned about their weight. It's something that everybody should be keeping an eye on and being mindful of. And it is a lifelong journey. Eating healthy is a lifestyle choice or a lifestyle change. One in which you have had many opportunities with tools that you have received, that you should have made this lifestyle change and all of these different choices almost 20 years ago. And you have done nothing but fail at losing weight. So, I mean, on one hand, it's like, yes, I want her to be healthy and I want her to do better, but I'm hesitant to even be joyous or cheer her on, because how long is this really going to last? We've seen this song and dance time and time before.
So a little background on me if you're new here. I had gastric bypass how many years ago? Like, was it 3 years ago now? 3 or 4? 3? And I lost a really good amount of weight.
She's given us an exact amount in the past, and I dare say she knows exactly how much weight she's lost, so I'm curious why she won't say a number here.
Since post-pregnancy, I've kept off from my highest about 70 pounds.
Now, this is deceptive because she lost weight before she had her surgery. She didn't have to, but because of the liquid diet, she did lose a decent amount of weight. And she had also done Weight Watchers right before her surgery. So she originally said her highest weight before surgery, I think, was 380. But was that what her highest was before she started Weight Watchers? We don't know. She could have been well into the 400s. You know, we have no idea. So this comment about how she's kept most of it off, and prior to this, she said she's kept 95% of it off or 90% of it off, something like that. And now we're backtracking on that. So my thing is, at this point, Alex, you need to just step on the scale. We need to see you get on the scale and do your weigh-in. If you ever want us to believe that anything you're saying is truthful, step on the scale and show us. Don't try to edit it and do any kind of weird manipulation. You need to step on the scale so that we can all see what your weight is and know exactly where you're starting from, because we can't count on you to be honest. And until you are willing to do that and be transparent in that way, you trying to tell us anything is still going to be taken. I mean, some people will believe you, but the majority of people will not.
I am still very much overweight, obese, plus size, whatever word you want to use.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. We can see you. And didn't you reclaim the word fat?
I've like spent so long working towards getting to the mindset of like being healthy in my body as I am.
Why have you been working forward to that? The only way you can be healthy is to not be in the body the way you are. You need to lose weight. That's the way you get healthy. That's all there is to it. There is no health at every size. You have to be within the parameters of healthy weight. It's that simple.
Trying to eat like good foods.
And again, you don't. We see it. And people call you out for it in the comments all the time. And you allow them to be berated and you get snarky about it. We see what you're eating, even if it's not everything you eat every single day. What you're having, what you're showing us are things you shouldn't be eating. You know, you were called out a long time ago about eating pasta and bread every day. And you said, no, I don't. I don't show you everything I eat. It doesn't matter. If you have pasta and or bread one time every day, that's eating pasta and or bread every day. It doesn't have to be for every meal. Once a day at your size is too much. And I'm pretty sure you were told that. Protein pasta does not make it okay. And whoever your nutritionist is that said that you at your weight should be eating protein pasta, that's okay, should probably be fired. Because you should not be having, dare I say, any carbs, but definitely super, super low and only in situations that are, really necessary. Carbs are not necessary to live. You do not need processed foods to live. You can have a meat and a vegetable and be just fine.
Move my body, and I've been maintaining my weight for a while now. And actually after pregnancy, like a lot of the pregnancy weight just kind of came off.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. And the best way that you can prove us all wrong and that, we are just picking on you basically is to tell us or show us what your weight was when you went to that gynecology appointment and they told you were too heavy, that you were already almost maxed out on their BMI, and then show us what your weight is now. Because first of all, you tried to sit there and say that you only gained 25 pounds, and by 2 weeks after that, you had lost all of that weight, when you are clearly bigger than you were than you were at the start of your pregnancy. So I'm calling bullshit on that.
Naturally, and I didn't really gain a lot during my pregnancy, but at the end of the day, I am still heavy.
And notice too how there are no numbers involved in anything she's saying. Not even an approximation. I can tell you guys that I lost, while I was pregnant with my daughter, I lost about, I think, 40 pounds from the time and I was only counting from the time I got pregnant, because like I said, I was already losing weight prior to finding out that I was pregnant. I had already started at the beginning of the year to, kind of start on my quote unquote fitness journey. And I found out I was pregnant in June. So I had already been living my life doing, my thing. I think I was 9 weeks pregnant when I had found out I was pregnant. So what is that? May, I was maybe pregnant at the end of March. But yeah, I can tell you, I lost about 40 pounds from the time, and that's not even after I had her. That's from the time I found out I was pregnant and I weighed in, and then, my last appointment at my midwife. So I don't understand why it is something that she needs to be extremely conscious of, and I know the number is very important for her. It's important to her doctor. So why she doesn't know or isn't well acquainted with these numbers is beyond me. It's not like she's somebody who's, in a healthy weight range where it's like, oh yeah, I gained a little bit of weight when I had my baby, but I lost all of that, so I don't need to worry about that. That's not the situation she's in. She's not even close to, she needs to lose about another person in order to be close to a healthy weight. So I really don't understand why she's not focused on the numbers.
I'm a heavy girl, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there absolutely is, because it's impacting your health. If there wasn't anything wrong with it, you wouldn't be going back to the gym and getting on Weight Watchers immediately after going to the doctor. And I'm assuming you're going to tell us that you've had some kind of health issue here. So there actually absolutely 100% is something wrong with being a very heavy girl. I don't understand why you are going to die on this hill. You cannot be a very heavy person and be healthy. And until you get that through your head, you are never going to succeed at losing weight.
I don't want anyone to think this video, by me wanting to make a change, means there's anything wrong with you and your body. I just think everyone needs to do what's best for them.
I think what you're actually trying to say here is it doesn't make you an inherently bad person because you're overweight. It doesn't mean that you're evil because you struggle with your weight. But it absolutely is bad, and there absolutely is something wrong with you if you are overweight. I'm overweight. There's absolutely something wrong with me. What's wrong with me is my weight, and I need to get that under control, and that's why I'm doing the things I'm doing, just like Alex is doing here and has been doing her entire career. Because there absolutely is, first of all, there's a correlation between your weight and your health, and it seems like she's just found that out firsthand. But there is absolutely something wrong if you are overweight. Just because you're not dealing with any serious life-altering complications now doesn't mean they won't happen in the future.
And at the end of the day, I vlog my life and this is going to be a big part of my life right now.
It should be a big part of your life going forward in the future and now.
So I decided to just share it, and hopefully you guys will want to see more. If not, I can remove it from my channel. I was thinking about going back to my health Instagram from years ago called A Healthier Alex. If you guys want to follow me there, I could kind of just keep the content there. I could post it there and within the vlogs, not all of it, of course, because it's not going to be my whole life. I could incorporate it kind of naturally. Let me know. I'll definitely check the comments and see what you guys are thinking, but please be kind about it. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all constantly up and down, changing our minds, evolving. And I really didn't want to talk about weight anymore.
We know you don't want to talk about weight anymore because you don't want anybody talking about your weight or how you have failed your multiple weight loss surgeries. We get it. You don't want to talk about weight, but you do vlog your life, and this should be a massive part of your life right now while you're focusing on it, and will most likely be a recurring theme in your life. And that's provided you can actually stick to this, because how many times have we seen in the past you start a new fitness routine, you start a new diet, and you talk about it for a little bit and then you just fall right off of it. You need to stick to this.
But there's a whole reason for all of this. Okay, so like I said, I have been on a journey, genuinely feeling confident in the way that I look.
Except for the other day when you lost it trying to put your hair up for the wedding.
And feeling like I can just eat like a normal person.
And that's where you messed up. You had a whole ass surgery to make it so you could never eat like a normal person again. That was the point, because you never ate like a normal person. You ate and ate and ate and used eating as a coping mechanism, and you gained so much weight that you had not one but two surgeries to physically restrict the way you eat. And that wasn't, after the second one, you should have thought to yourself, really need to stop worrying about eating like a quote unquote normal person. Because what would you know about eating like a normal person? You either binge to the point of, you're way past overindulgence. You're binging to the point of obesity. You're binging to the point where you're gaining so much weight, or you're restricted physically by a surgery. Those are the only two things that you know. You like to tout that you know about intuitive eating, but you don't know how to listen to your body. You don't even know who you are. How can you listen to your body, what it's telling you it needs to eat? You don't even know the person that you are, let alone be able to listen to you don't even know your own son's cues, hunger or otherwise. So how are you supposed to know yours? You haven't listened to them your entire life. You have always been overeating, or you've been physically restricted. So you shouldn't be, even before your bypass, you should have never been focusing on eating like a quote unquote normal person. You should have been eating like a healthy person, meaning you should be eating healthy. And when you got your bypass, it should have been tenfold worrying about eating like a healthy person, because you knew going into that surgery that you're never supposed to be eating like a normal person again. It is a lifestyle change. That's why the surgery is so serious and drastic.
I feel like and that's like totally not the right thing to say. Nobody's normal. And like, I just feel like I finally had a routine of like eating balanced on my own, and moving without feeling like I need to, earn food or anything like that.
Well, I hope that you've come to the realization that you cannot eat healthy on your own, and that your movement, whatever movement you're doing supposedly every day, is not enough, and that you need to step it up considerably. You need to do more because you have gained weight. It's that simple. You have gained weight from the little bit of weight that you lost, because I'm sorry, but when you're close to 400 pounds or over 400 pounds, 100 pounds is a drop in the bucket. You have like 2 people that you need to lose for your height. So I don't even know. Yeah, you should be proud that you managed to lose 100 pounds. But when you're coming from 400, the the celebration needs to be limited, because that's not even the halfway point of how much weight you need to lose. So this is only going to work if you're willing to be accountable and take accountability for your actions.
And I feel like I've come a really, really long way with that mentally, internally. But since I had a baby, I feel like I just want to take charge of my health.
Since you've had a baby? You mean not since you went to the doctor like yesterday? Because you had a baby 7 months ago. You had the baby 7 months ago. So it's taken you 7 months to figure out that you need to lose weight, because it seems a little bit more apparent that doctor's appointment you went to the other day had a bigger effect. What did the doctor say to you, Alex? What did they say?
Even further than I have. And something actually did happen. So what was it, like a couple months ago? I ended up having a blood clot in my leg.
So it has nothing to do with you having a baby. You literally just said one thing and then contradicted yourself. This has nothing to do with having a baby and everything to do with a health scare, because you know that a blood clot could be serious. And especially within the first 6 months after having a child, you are extremely high risk for developing blood clots, especially in your legs. And they tell you that when you leave the hospital. Actually, they tell you that after you have the baby. you are at very high risk and you need to be very careful and you need to make sure you're moving and doing all the things you're supposed to be doing because blood clots after birth are high risk, especially within the first 6 months, but you need to be careful within the first year. So don't try and frame this as suddenly you had the idea to take charge of your health. This has everything to do with now suddenly something has happened to you. You always wait until something has happened to you.
So I have a lot of varicose veins, very genetic for me. One day I ended up getting like this swollen red spot on my calf, and I thought I just like got bit by a spider or something, but it lasted like a few days and it hurt really bad to like touch. It was hot to the touch. It was very sore and tender, and it hurt to kind of like stand on it the wrong way. And one day I was with my mom and I was like, can you look at this? And she was immediately just like, that might be a blood clot. Like, you need to call the doctor right now. And I went in that day. They had me like go and get like a scan on my leg, and I had a blood clot in my leg.
It's funny that she brings this up. I mean, it's not funny, right? This is absolutely terrifying, just like she says. It's very scary. But it's funny in the way that if she had been moving every day, like she was saying she was, if you were doing walking, and really at her size, she should be doing at least 2 walks a day of 30 minutes and not a stroll. You should be briskly walking for 30 minutes. You can never say for sure because blood clots can happen. She has varicose veins. She has varicose veins as a result of her weight. So again, losing weight will greatly help this. But I know she's at a higher risk for blood clots because of her weight and because of her immobility. She's not moving. She's telling us that she's been moving, quote unquote, and walking Anderson or walking with Anderson and Bruno, but obviously not. I mean, we can see it, right? Because we know she's gaining weight. She's not losing any weight. But also things like this don't tend to happen when you're healthy. They don't tend to happen when you're moving, when you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing. Can it still happen? Absolutely. It's just way less likely.
Terrifying, like literally the most terrifying experience of my life, because like, although I've always been heavy, I've always honestly had pretty good health. I have good cholesterol. I have good blood pressure. My blood levels are really good.
I mean, I don't doubt that. And any doctor, any professional will tell you that that's because you're young. That's why it's harped on so much, especially when you're in your 20s, to get healthy. If you haven't gotten healthy by that point, because once you get into your 30s and 40s and 50s, not only does it become much harder to lose weight, but those weight issues from, the health problems from years and years and years of being overweight start to catch up with you. And she's been overweight since childhood. So that's a lot of strain on your body, and eventually your organs, your body, your, systems in your body are going to start to break down. And thankfully, this was a minor incident, but I really hope that this is a wake-up call for her, because this could have been serious. And the fact that she didn't immediately go to the emergency room when that's what they tell you, after you have a baby, they tell you like certain things to look out for, and that if those things happen, you need to go to the emergency room immediately. Do not wait. And the fact that she waited a few days and just dealt with it also lets us know that she does not go to the doctor very often and probably doesn't listen to the doctor like she should.
So I've never really had like a weight related issue before. They ended up sending me to a specialist, and thank God when they had gone to do that first scan, the blood clot was in like a dead vein, superficial thrombophlebitis, I think it was called. I know it sounds kind of funny, but like it's a dead vein. So a vein that doesn't like go to my heart or anything. So it was not like life-threatening.
This time. It wasn't life-threatening this time.
But then I ended up going to see a cardiovascular person after that, and, talking to her about it, getting a deeper scan. I'm going to go back and have it all checked again in a follow-up appointment as well. Everything else looked totally fine, thankfully. But they're just going to keep an eye on it. But one of the biggest things that the doctor said was to prevent anything in the future. Like, because I have a lot of varicose veins, I'm more prone to like have a clot. So I need to stay moving and lose weight.
Ooh, I know that hurt for her to hear and also for her to say to us.
Honestly, like losing weight will take off some of that pressure. So she didn't say I had to lose like an insane amount or anything, but I'm definitely like trying to lose weight.
I think it still would have been good for her to tell us what the amount is that she was told, because I have a feeling it's between 50 to 100 pounds. Because if she has put most of that 100 pounds back on, then she needs to lose all of that and probably get down to the original goal weight that they had set for her. But, oh, so we are finally getting it, that you need to lose weight. So now you're going to monetize it. Now we can talk about it again. Okay.
Yeah, because that really scared me. And I just want to take charge of my health. I want to be around a long time for my son. I want to be healthy for my son.
But again, didn't care about any of this until after she had this doctor's appointment.
I could cry for some reason just talking about my beautiful little son. I just want to be the happiest, healthiest version of me for him. And I don't ever want to put him in a position where something happens to mom over something that she could have controlled. So, you know, and like playing with him, you know, you're up and down off the floor all day.
Maybe Yar is, but I don't believe for 1 minute that you're up and down on the floor with him.
And like, it would just be a lot easier if I was lighter. And once he's running around, I want to be able to keep up. Like, I definitely do think you can be healthy in a bigger body, but
No, ma'am, absolutely not. And the doctor literally just told you that no, you cannot. So why are you still fighting to say that you can be healthy in a bigger body? No, you can't. You need to lose weight and get down to a manageable, reasonable weight. That's all there is. Stop trying to wiffle waffle on it.
I know where I'm at right now. Like, I can definitely improve and take off some of the pressure off of my feet and my legs and my knees. And I'm not always going to carry this much weight so well. Like, other problems could arise. And it just feels like the responsible thing to do. So in terms of like losing weight, I know right now there's a lot of amazing medication. I'm not like against the medication. I think it's like wonderful for so many people, but I would like to try on my own, because I know when I was consistent with Weight Watchers before, and this was years ago, I did lose weight.
Yeah, and didn't you say you put like either all or twice as much back on, something like that? I don't know, because this was in that time when I wasn't really watching her, so I've only kind of seen it through the lens of other people. But I'm pretty sure she lost weight on Weight Watchers and then put all of that weight back on, so...
And I found really amazing ways to eat nutritious foods that were delicious. Because at the end of the day, I know I love food. Like, it's obvious. Your girl loves a yummy treat.
No, you don't need to feel bad if you enjoy eating or you enjoy food. That is absolutely fine. The problem becomes when you enjoy eating food more than you enjoy being healthy or enjoy living a good life. You know, when your love of food starts to cripple you in ways so that you can no longer be a productive human being. In Alex's case, take care of her son properly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And the problem is not that you enjoy a tasty treat. It's that you enjoy all the tasty treats. You enjoy too many. A treat is supposed to be just that, a treat. Every now and then. That's why it's a treat, because it's something you don't have all the time.
So I love that Weight Watchers has like so many different, not hacks per se, but like you can find a lot of great healthy alternatives and recipes and get your protein, have less sugar, and like not feel deprived, because that's the biggest thing for me. Like, that's why I don't like calorie counting. I like the points because there's a ton of like lower point foods. You're never just like, oh, you can't eat. I don't like that feeling of being restricted.
Then why did you have 2 surgeries that physically restrict how much you can eat? And I'm pretty sure she even said that she liked that the surgery forced her to eat less. What is it, Alex? Which one is it?
If you get to the end of the day and you don't have any points left, there are a lot of 0-point options to eat and to give you satisfaction and fill you up. So it just helps me make better choices. I love the program. If you go back to my old Instagram page, the @ahealthieralex, there's like tons of content from when I did Weight Watchers the last time. And I just signed back up yesterday, and I am like really excited. The app seems pretty similar from when I was on it last. So many good recipes. Some other new 0-point foods, I'm pretty sure, that I don't remember there being last time. So that's exciting. Yeah, I would love to know like how much of this you guys want to see. Like, do you want me to share everything? Do you want me to just like keep it on that Instagram? And
I think if what you're sharing is genuine, honest, and transparent, and you don't fly off the handle every time you get some constructive criticism or criticism in general, I think you should be fine to share however much or little you want to, and to just play it by ear.
like just share a little bit of what I'm eating in the vlogs. Do you want like dedicated videos? Because like honestly, like I'm actually very passionate about it. I really loved when I did it before. And the great thing is now, like tying it in with my gastric bypass, it kind of like goes really well because I have to have like a lot of protein. I find my issue is, even though my belly is small, I'm definitely like a snacker. So making improvements with like my snack choices that are high fiber,
So the obvious and easiest choice to me would be to stop snacking. I think if she stopped snacking alone, she would probably lose a considerable amount of weight just because she won't be intaking as much. But also, oh my God, you know what? It's funny, the timing of this too, because she just got the Costco membership. Also, you guys will have to let me know, because obviously I've never had gastric bypass surgery. I have friends who have had it, but I'm not super familiar, obviously, because I'm not going through the doctor's appointments and stuff, so I can't say with 100% certainty what's the what on the what. But aren't you told not to snack anymore? Isn't that one of the things, like, you're only supposed to eat meals or whatever and no more snacking? At least that's my experience from my 600-pound life.
protein, lower sugar, lower calorie can be like still very fulfilling. And I think too, if I'm being like so honest, and it's kind of like, it's okay. I have so much that I want to say right now, and I don't know if it's too much or not, but I think there was like a really strong wave of like anti-diet, anti-weight loss. If you wanted to lose weight, you really were just like, nope, you're not body positive. Right?
And you were riding that wave right on up to 400 pounds. You were right in it.
Right. And I do feel like you can be body positive and like want to get healthy in whatever way that means for you, whether it's mental or physical, whatever. It's okay to want to lose weight. Like, it's okay. And I think for a while I like beat myself up, and it was like you don't need to feel like you have to lose weight. Like, it's almost like I kind of had to go so far one way because my whole life I had just been like so insane on the diet culture.
Because you've been overweight your whole life.
And like, I think the body positive movement helped us kind of like go in that other direction really far, and sometimes too far, like where I was neglecting, taking care of myself because like I just needed to feel free.
What the fuck are you talking about? I know you're not out here trying to make yourself the victim yet again. Now you're the victim of the body positivity movement. Are you fucking kidding me? You're literally out here trying to act like you're oppressed. Seriously? Where is the account? See, this is why I don't think this is gonna work. Because she's already not taking accountability for her own actions. Nobody made you eat. Nobody made you get overweight. Not one single person. You did that all on your own. And yet now it's everybody else's fault. Oh, it's the body positivity movement's fault. Are you kidding me?
And I feel like I went from here to here, and now I'm like here. And that works for me. I hope that makes sense. I hope that translates. I don't know if it does. All I know is I'm always going to offend someone. I'm always going to give people something to talk about. So I'm just going to speak my truth and share my own personal experience. And I am feeling really excited, really hopeful, and very passionate, honestly. Like you guys know I love to cook. I freaking love to cook. I love yummy food, and I want to bring like some awesome recipes to you guys. Truly, there are so many good high protein recipes, because I know a lot of people also just do macros. I like Weight Watchers because it kind of does like a macro situation, but like within points. It makes it just really easy to track. And I do find that like when you stick to it, you are successful.
How long do you guys think she's going to stick to it? Because I'm going to say a month. I'll give her a month.
So I want to make a ton of like delicious, nutritious meals with you guys, and you don't even have to be on Weight Watchers to eat them. I remember years ago in our old house when I was doing recipes, there were some freaking delicious ones. Remember, like we made like a pumpkin roll, like a giant Hostess pumpkin roll, and like you can eat them whatever. You don't have to be on Weight Watchers. They're just like kind of healthier versions. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm very passionate about it. I find it really, really fun to, make yummy things that are healthier. And it's not to say I'm going to be like doing everything perfect. There will be aspartame.
That is the last thing someone your size or anyone in general needs to be having. They use aspartame to kill ants. What do you think it's doing to your body? It's a known carcinogen. So why would you be having aspartame? It would be better for you to just have the sugar. Why don't you just cut sugar out instead of trying to find a way to replace it? Because the shit that you're replacing it with is worse for you than the sugar. And you're sitting here trying to talk about being holistic, trying to do natural remedies. Well, there's no natural remedy for aspartame because it's a poison. And if anybody else is drinking anything with aspartame, you really, really look into it. Look into it. They use aspartame to kill pests. I'm not even playing with you. Aspartame is a poison. It is a carcinogen. It is cancer causing. At least that's what the studies have shown. That's the research that I've done. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. The fact that you would even say that, and don't give your son aspartame. He is pure and untainted. Don't give him the bullshit that you've been eating. Just don't, because if you never start, then he never has to undo it.
Nothing's gonna be like, this is not gonna be like a fully clean journey, in part, for sure. To my best. I'm just gonna do my best. I think I got everything out that I wanted to. I hope I did. I'm probably gonna edit this and be like, oh, you forgot to say this, you forgot to say that. Like I was gonna type out everything I wanted to say, but like I'm just gonna spew it from my heart. And that's where I'm at. So I feel a little bit silly because like literally a few months ago I'm like, I'm never talking about weight again. I literally like privated all my weight videos, but I was having a moment of like wanting to be done.
So you should apply that to everything going forward then. Like the reaction channels, they're just having a moment of wanting to be done with your bullshit. And the people in your comments are just having a moment of wanting to be done with the repetitive content, with the constant spending, the eating, the shopping. They're just wanting to be done with the other people that you allow to attack them in your comment section that you do nothing to stop. So just make sure you carry that energy through everything you do.
So I don't know, that's where I'm at. Let me know your thoughts, and if you're curious, here's what I ate in a day on Weight Watchers. So you can get like a little preview and tell me if you like it. I love you and you're beautiful, never forget that. All right, you guys, let's hop into the first meal of the day. So the good thing is I bought these before I decided to get back into Weight Watchers. I got them at Costco. They're the Kirkland sous vide egg bites.
I would say that's the biggest part of the problem with all of these, diet things, whatever app, program, whatever, is that they're not having you eat real food. They're having you eat fake food. And so that's not sustainable when you stop the diet. And I mean, fair enough. A diet should be a lifestyle change, so you shouldn't be stopping it. But it's just not sustainable because it's not real food. It's not real ingredients. And, I'm in this case, yeah, sure, I'm sure it's fine, but it's still processed. She could very easily make this at home with whole ingredients from, she could even go to like a farm. Didn't she say she lives not that far away from a farm? Or I know she used to work on a farm. But yeah, she has the time to make everything from scratch. Okay, that's the thing here. So there's really no excuse for her to be buying this shit, for one, or to be eating it. It'd be one thing if she was leaving, if she's got a 9 to 5 and she's got her kid, she's got to figure out but that's not the case. Like I said, pretty sure she works like 10. We'll be generous and give her a 20-hour work week. That's not even part-time. She has plenty of time to make everything from scratch. And since she's got a Costco membership, what she could do is buy the ingredients in bulk and make a massive meal prep. And that would be great content. There are creators on YouTube that meal prep for the entire month, and it's like a couple hour long videos. They share the recipes. It's actually great content, and they make everything from scratch using organic ingredients or things from their own garden. That would be great content for her if she really wants to make a lifestyle change.
And 7 points. Not bad at all. I want to eat them, obviously. I don't know if I'll repurchase. Like 7's kind of a lot. It's not like horrible though. It's like I could just have a couple hard-boiled eggs for 0, but these are delicious. So 7 points for these. And then after I eat on the way to the gym, I will have my Alani Blue Slush, which is 0 points. And yeah, I like to let my food kind of sit for a little bit before I have caffeine. But yeah, I'm going to the gym today. I'm going back to do legs today. I'm going to the gym a couple days a week just to like get out of the house. Otherwise I work out at home and I walk every day. Oh, and Yar's bagel is back there. The Greek yogurt bagels are not bad at all.
Wow, look what we're not using. The pediatrician must have told her something about that too. Not that we'll ever find out. And it looks like she's actually burping him. This is crazy. What a crazy video.
Like, I tracked it yesterday. Yeah, I tracked out the ratio yesterday for the Greek yogurt bagels, and it's only 3 points. So it's just the Greek yogurt is non-fat, has 0 points. I'll show all that in another video if you guys end up liking these. Mr. Squirmy Worm today. Big squirmy worm. Big squirmy wormy. Anyway, let's start the day. They are so good. May I say even better than Starbucks, because sometimes the ones from Starbucks, like the bacon is kind of chewy. These are not. Okay, guys, so I just got back from the gym. It is 9:30. I had my breakfast hours ago, and I'm definitely getting hungry again. So I'm gonna make a protein smoothie that's delicious. Now, I would truly love to know if you guys have found a protein powder that doesn't have that proteiny aftertaste.
Maybe it's just me, but she's looking kind of like really big here. Did she turn her filters off? Anyway, if you guys are looking for a protein powder and you like Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies, I will say, I think the brand is called Rise, RHYS. They sell it at Walmart. They make a protein powder that it doesn't really taste exactly like a Cosmic Brownie, but it is really good. It does not have a proteiny taste at all. Like, it's almost like you're not having a protein shake, and the macros are actually pretty good. I don't really mind the protein taste, but I am always looking for a good protein shake because that's my breakfast. I don't usually eat breakfast. I also like to have that on hand in case I don't feel like eating. I can just have that, and that way I'm getting some sort of nutrients in for a meal. So I highly recommend that. I do a scoop of that in milk with a scoop of my collagen powder, and that is my breakfast. It keeps me full for a good 4 to 5 hours, sometimes even longer. It just depends, but I love it. It's super good, and I'm definitely going to repurchase it, and it was not super expensive. I think it was like $30 or $35.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've like bought protein powder, I think. I don't remember. I feel like I had one once. Was it Clean Simple Eats? I am gonna make a strawberry banana smoothie. I have a bag of frozen mixed fruit. It's not sweetened or anything. It's just frozen fruit, which is 0 points. What I like about Weight Watchers and why I gravitate towards it is because it helps me just eat more whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, lean protein. I like that those are all 0 points. And I'm someone where I don't like to feel like constricted, like counting calories. It's like, oh, if you hit your max, you're done. It's like, no, well, sometimes at the end of the day, I might want a sweet treat and I might be able to have a piece of fruit, you know? Or if I want something salty, I can air fry some chickpeas with some really yummy seasoning for 0 points. So you're never like deprived. So we've got some frozen strawberries and bananas. And then this is the secret. Oh, my battery's gonna die, hold on. Okay, I'm back, sorry. The secret for, in my opinion, like I use these so much after my gastric bypass. So they're delicious and high protein, low sugar. They're the only protein that I have found tastes good at all.
Yeah, the core powers are pretty good too, and they're a great meal replacement. I used to, like I said, I used to drink that when I was pregnant, because I used to get stressed a lot and I wanted to make sure I was eating, but I had a hard time like actually physically chewing and swallowing things, but I could drink stuff. So I would do the core power a lot. The only thing is they are so expensive for what they are, and it's just cheaper to find a really good protein power.
The Fairlife Core Power, you can also do the other Fairlife ones. They're delicious. So since my gastric bypass, my stomach honestly did still remain much smaller than it was pre-surgery. This was a few years ago at this point. But I still get hungry frequently, and having protein to keep me full longer helps a lot. So that is the key. It's all about protein. So I am gonna use half of this Core Power Vanilla now. These literally taste like a melted McDonald's ice cream cone. I'll put a link. I just ordered them on Amazon. They usually come like the same or next day. So I'm gonna use half of this now. We're gonna use half of it later for a delicious treat, which you'll see, so stand by. Okay, I always try to eyeball it here. Say that's about half. Either way, I'm just gonna track this whole thing because we're gonna use it later. I'm putting this still under breakfast, so I am tracking the fruit for 0 points. This whole bottle only has 4. I'm just gonna go ahead and track the whole thing because we're gonna use the rest later. And now just for some extra nutrition, I'm gonna do a tablespoon of ground flaxseed and chia seeds, just because they're really good for you. And it does add in more protein. A tablespoon for each has a point each, which is not bad at all. So this smoothie has 2 points for half of the protein shake, and then 2 points for the total of flax and chia seeds. Now I ordered another thing that you can put in here, some peanut butter powder. I have some coming in today from Amazon, from a new brand that I haven't used before. So I have a vision for another sweet treat later. So I hope that it comes out good.
Okay, see, but the mentality isn't changing. We can already see that because she's so focused on having a sweet treat. You should be focused. You don't need any more sweet treats. You've had a lifetime of sweet treats. Just focus on eating healthy. Don't focus on eating sweets. And anyway, I thought she was more of a salty girl.
I'm gonna also add just a splash of water because I don't think I have enough liquid in there. But some peanut butter powder in this would also be delicious. But because you have the banana, that also does give it some natural sweetness. You could throw in maybe a couple dates. This is our blender. We have had this for so long. It's the Beast blender. It's so aesthetic on the counter. We love it. It's very powerful. You can just drink it out of the containers here. We have different colored ones if you want it to match, but I'll link our blender. It's very good. Okay, smoothie's all done. The best part, initial taste test. And the great thing is it takes me a while to drink this, so it ends up keeping me full right through till lunch because it's thick. She's a thick mama, but
Hold on a minute. I thought this was the lunch because she had breakfast and now she's making this. So she's having this big ass shake in between breakfast and lunch. This is the snack. This is why you're gaining weight, Alex. Why are you eating so much? Stop. And then you just got done telling us how your stomach didn't stretch out. Oh my God, this is bullshit.
The perfect consistency. Look at that. Gorgeous. Delicious. This would be so good with a little bit of peanut butter powder. It's amazing. Lots of nutrients, lots of protein. And then at the bottom of the app, it will tell you where you're at for like your macros, if you like to count macros. But we're already at 49 grams of protein and we've only gotten through breakfast. So that is including the rest of the protein shake later, but still really, really good. I'm gonna go take a shower and get ready for the day. I'll see you guys at lunch. All right, you guys, it is lunchtime now. I am super stoked for lunch. So if you wanna see the recipe for this, I will also go ahead and put in the description box the reel that I followed from a fitness influencer. These are loaded Taco Bell fries, healthy girl edition, and they are super, super point friendly. So, guess what? I'm about to blow your mind. Look at this stunning bowl with fries on the bottom. And we've got lean ground beef, refried beans, cheese, queso. This whole bowl has 4 points. I don't even think I've even said though how many points we get in a day. I think it's 40 exactly. Oh, I get 43 points. I do get a lot of points because I am heavy. Here is how the app looks. This is how many points I have left. I already tracked my lunch. And then you also get weekly points. So if you like, it's kind of nice actually, because if you want to like go out to dinner on the weekend, you can use your weeklies. If you have like a birthday or something coming up and you're gonna go over on your points, you can use your weeklies.
No, see, I don't really know anything about Weight Watchers, so I don't really know how they calculate these points and like how any of this really works. But to me, okay, if you get a certain amount of points per day, that's how many points you get per day. There shouldn't be any like points reserve or whatever unless you didn't use all your points for that day. Then sure, you can have those points at the end of the week. But it just seems weird that you have extra points so that if you can't hold yourself accountable, oh, that's okay. You still have these extra points. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like a good idea.
And if you have leftovers, they will roll into your weekly points. So that is super duper nice. So yeah, there's a whole bowl has 4 points. It is super, super, super point friendly. So if I'll just give a quick recap on how I made it, but if you want to watch the reel, it'll be linked. So 1 russet potato, 0 points. 0 points in a potato. What I'm learning from a lot of like, I see them on fitness influencers pages all the time too. Like, don't be afraid of potatoes. They are macro friendly. So I literally just diced them up into fry shape, seasoned them with salt, chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, and a little bit of cumin, and sprayed it with a quick spritz of avocado oil spray. Shook it up and air fried them, and they are the most delicious little fries. Then I did lean ground turkey and fat-free refried beans. Cooked that with taco seasoning. 0 points. We're still at 0 points. Then the only points were in the little bit of queso I put and shredded cheese. And then I also did some pickled jalapenos for 0 points. So the most stunning 4-point bowl. I ended up making 3 so I could have these for lunch. And I think that's going to be kind of like one of the things I like to do like every week, maybe try a different kind of lunch, because we kind of do our own thing for lunch. And then
so Yara works from home, but you guys don't eat lunch together. I don't know, and she seemed really sad when she said that. Oh, maybe we're gonna get some transparency on their marriage soon. Who knows?
Eat dinner together, so like I can try different things for like lunch, make it super fun. So I saw a few other things I'm so excited to try coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave. So also I am someone where I like to plan ahead. I like to think about things, and especially when it comes to food, I find that I'm just more successful when I am planning ahead. So I'm already thinking ahead for dinner and snacks. So I'm gonna make in the afternoon one of my little protein drinks that I'll show you guys. And then for dinner, I still have a lot of points left. I think I'm gonna make Yara and I some chicken Alfredo. It's not really like a healthy version, it's just normal, but I have the points to fit it into my day, which is always awesome. Okay, it might not look that appetizing, but I promise you, this is absolutely delicious. All right, you guys, it is time for a little afternoon treat. And just an afternoon snack in general. I'm in the mood for something crunchy, and it's that time between lunch and dinner where you're just getting a little hungry, you just want a snack. So I'm gonna make some air fryer garbanzo beans / chickpeas. 0 Point food on Weight Watchers. Beans are so good for you. I'm trying to eat more beans, like in whatever way that I can. I think I'm gonna make some black bean brownies. I know, but stand by and let me know if you want a video on that and we can see if they're good or not. But yeah, so I remember it's so funny, even like pre-internet days, my mom used to do this when I was a kid. So she would just like bake them in the oven, pre-air fryer days. But you basically just little spritz of avocado oil or cooking spray, season to your liking, put them in the air fryer or the oven till they get to your level of crunchiness, and they are just the perfect like poppable snack and very, very filling. 7 grams of protein in just a half a cup. I could probably eat this whole can and that would give us like 24, 25 grams of protein.
It's so wild to me how focused she is on protein, as if she's like a weightlifter or she's trying to bulk up or something. Like, it's just so weird. You should be focusing on the macros. Like, example, earlier her sodium was already almost 1,000 milligrams. That's a lot of sodium. Somebody who most likely has high blood pressure, because if you're experiencing blood clots and you're not moving the way you should be, girl, tell me another story about your high blood pressure. But yeah, she should be concerned about the sodium anyway, because sodium also causes swelling, and she's always trying to depuff. So stop with the sodium. I might cut the rest of this out because it's literally just her talking about food. And I don't care, guys, because she's not making the right decisions. Even with the Weight Watchers, like, if it works for you, it works for you, whatever. But the best way to do it is just to eat the whole foods in moderation.
So, a delicious snack. You can season them to your liking. They're like very, very neutral. So whatever you like for a seasoning, just go for it. All right, these are rinsed off. I'm gonna put them in the air fryer. Quick spritz of avocado oil. 0 Points, just do a little bit. We're gonna do pepper, salt. You can always add like more seasoning after they come out and taste them. Garlic powder. I'm doing all the usual suspects of seasoning. Paprika, onion powder, and then a dash of everything but the elote from Trader Joe's. Give it a good shake. Get it nice and evenly coated. And I'm gonna pop these into the air fryer on like 375 and just kind of watch them for like 10 minutes and then see where they're at. Gorgeous. They might not look gorgeous, but I ended up doing about 20 minutes, shaking them halfway through. Oh, they're perfectly crispy. I love these silicone.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I cut out the last bit. It's just her making dinner, more pasta and bread, and then making a creamsicle with 0 sugar soda. Yeah, from somebody who says she doesn't eat pasta and bread all the time. Anyway, I hope it's okay that I cut this out. Honestly, my phone's gonna die, and I just really wanted to get this done so that I can upload it tonight as a surprise 3rd video. I hope everyone's having a great weekend, and I think I am gonna have an upload tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. I'm not sure if she's gonna be uploading a vlog, so I want to make sure that I go ahead and get what I had already planned up, just in case there isn't anything else to react to tomorrow. So I hope you guys are having a great Saturday, and I will see you in the next reaction. And thank you guys so much for getting me to over 300 freaking subscribers. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. Bye.